So we spent the past 2 days traveling to the north of Bali. Saw some beautiful waterfalls, stayed in a very cool Airbnb for the night. We had good company, good little group, good little gang with us. So I filmed some stuff and I will throw it in a little video for you. Was a great weekend, and I will show you guys what we got up to and then hit you with the trade recap. Bye. Good morning. It is 9 a.m. and I wanted to give you guys a quick tour of the villa we are staying in. This place is super cool, so check it out. Got the little pathway coming down here. Literally in the middle of the jungle. Bedroom. And look at this view. Beautiful. Nice little pool down there. Another bedroom. And little deck. Literally feels like you're living in a treehouse you built as a kid or something like this. What do you think of this place, Sam?
It is insane. Although last night we had a giant beetle get into our bug net and it was fucked.
Did you actually?
Yeah, you can say vegan birds free?
No. So we will see what is on the itinerary for today, but yeah, beautiful spot.
Throw it away. I bet. You went out to get
The team is heading out. Check out for the day. No plan. We'll see what happens. Day, Google Maps taking us down another random road. My God. Yeah. That's Bali for ya.
Don't you worry about me, I'll be alright. You'll lose your mind. Late nights, dreaming about you. Sunset to sunrise.
Bali, yeah?
Сказочная Бали.
Сказочная Бали.
It's worse. Yours is okay.
Wow.
These aren't. Everyone gets like 2 of these. You know what I mean? Like 2 hours.
how to win, tips and rules. Alright, check this out, motherfuckers.
Okay, we are back after a brief little hiatus, and we haven't been putting too many videos out. And the reason for that is because A, we've been kind of busy out here, and B, the trading conditions have just been a little bit brutal, man. Stuff has been a little inconsistent with Trump. There's so much tariff news. Price is extremely volatile and fairly wonky, at least this week was. So rather than doing single trade recaps, I'm just going to go over the week and talk about the trades I did take. I believe it was a break-even week. So let's just get straight into it here and talk about Tuesday. So Monday was a no trade day. I didn't see anything I liked Monday. So let's hop over to Tuesday and start with the 15-minute here. So we got a sweep of London highs. I like this manipulation leg. This is clear manipulation to me. We are holding this bearish 15-minute. And on top of that, we inverse this 15-minute down here on the higher time frame, on the 15. So everything is pointing bearish in my opinion, and I took this trade based on the 2. I have the 1 minute marked up here, but I entered on the 2. And this is what the trade looked like. So I simply waited for the short opportunity, one singular fair value gap. We inverse it. I like this 1004 low as the target. So this is what the trade looked like. We entered with 3 micros, I believed. We entered on this 2 minute close. We took a little bit of drawdown there, and it was basically a 1-to-1. But just to show you guys how volatile this price really is, this doesn't look like a big move, but as soon as you get the measurement tool out, this is a 60-point trade, which is just absolutely crazy. Price has been so volatile and so sporadic recently, so you really got to be careful, and you really got to size down in these markets, man, because Trump has just been tweeting left, right, and center, and you never know what's going to happen. So this was Tuesday summed up, and then we did not trade Wednesday, did not trade Thursday, but we did trade on Friday. And the 2 trades I took on Friday I took 3 trades actually. So the first trade I took was this trade right here on the 1 minute. Now, the problem with this trade is, let's mark this up real quick. I took this trade based on this 1 minute inverse fair value gap. In hindsight, I mean, it looked decent, but it just wasn't the cleanest trade. We were chopping around quite a bit. We don't really have a great sweep of liquidity. There's no higher time frame PD array holding. And really, I just jumped the gun on this trade. I jumped the gun, got a little bit excited, and I was ready to take a trade after 2 days of sitting on my hands, and I got stopped out. So the trade would have looked a little something like this. I was targeting this high for a 1-to-3, and as soon as we closed back below this inverse fair value gap, I closed the trade. So that was the first trade of the day. Now, second trade of the day was quite unfortunate. I took this trade based on this 2 minute fair value gap inversing here. So in my opinion, price looked like it wanted to turn around. We had a 10 o'clock news wick here, swept this liquidity. And on top of that, we had a lot of very nice targets on the higher time frame. So for example, if you look at yesterday's high, we got very close to taking yesterday's high. We come back down, sweep this low here. And in my opinion, Thursday's high was the target for Friday. So I decided to hop in this 2 minute as soon as it inversed. Very clean singular fair value gap. We inverse it, I hop in here, and I exited the trade as this candle was coming down for quite a big loss. But again, this should have been a winner, or this should have at least been break even, simply because my rules are I stay in the trade until we hit a break even point, and then I set the stop to break even. So in this case, this would have been the break even point. Or I stay in the trade until a candle closes back below the inverse. So a candle never closed below, and the reason I got out of this trade when I did was because I was analyzing the higher time frame, and what I noticed was we had a bearish 15-minute gap right here. So as I entered this trade, I realized that we were retracing back, and it looked like we were going to hold this 15 minutes. So that spooked me out of the position. And in hindsight, what I really should have done is waited for this 15-minute to close back above for confirmation that we wanted to continue going higher. It's so important to pay attention to the higher time frame. And this was a small mistake on my part. Yes, the trade ended up working, but realistically, I probably should have waited for the higher time frame confirmation before I decided to enter. That is when we got this little play up here. So it was 2 losses on Friday, and I told myself I was done for the day, but this trade just looked way too free in my opinion. We had relative equal highs up here. We had low resistance liquidity building. So as you can see, we have all of these lows. And on top of that, we retraced back into this big 5-minute fair value gap, and we held this 5-minute fair value gap, this 5-minute bullish fair value gap. So this trade was very free, was a small trade to end the day, and we were basically break even for the week. But one thing I want to point out is yes, it was a break even week. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with that because I'm practicing patience. Monday, I didn't trade because I didn't like the conditions. Tuesday, I didn't trade. Wednesday, I didn't trade. And really, you just need to realize when price conditions are shitty and be able to sit on your hands. That is the majority of the battle. So when price conditions are crap, you should just be focused on how you can preserve capital. And the last thing you want to do is force shitty trades in these choppy conditions. So you know what? Yes, it was a break-even week, but I'm still happy with the way I executed. I probably could have sat out of the first trade I took on Friday, but other than that, it is what it is, man. You know what? Not a bad week, and hopefully next week price action cleans up a little bit more for us. So we shall see, and I will catch you guys in the next video.